So to host N8N by yourself, you need the following requirements. First, you need a domain. Then you also need a remote VPS. So get a VPS that is at least 4 GB of RAM. Then for this case, we're going to use Ubuntu. So I have those two requirements already. The other items are free, and we are going to install them as we continue doing the configurations. So I'll just log into my server. So I'll open Bitbash. I'm going to log in as a root user, so I'll do SSH root at my IP address. So I'll get my IP address, just copy it and paste it here. Then because this is the first time I'm logging into my server, it's asking me to accept this, so I'll do that. So yes. And then it's asking for the password, so I'll copy the password and paste it here. And I'm inside my server. So the next thing I'm going to do is create a directory where I'm going to store the configuration files of my project. So the environment variable and the Docker compose file. So I'll just cd to the root directory, then I'll make a directory here known as N8N. So make directory N8N like that, then cd to that directory. Then inside this, I'm going to create a .env file and do the configuration. Sorry about that. I'm going to use nano to do the editing. So nano.env is going to create this file and also open it for editing. So I'll open Visual Studio Code Editor. I have my blueprints stored here. So this is the environment variables that we are going to pass. First is the host N8 host domain, which is going to be my domain. So you need to register for a Cloudflare account. Cloudflare is going to provide us with the free SSL certificates, and also it's going to help us, configure our domain, point our domain to the IP address of our server. So I have signed up for Cloudflare account, and I have my domain registered here. My domain is edgeautomation.site, and they have subdomains running other applications. So I'll need to create a subdomain for this project. I'll do that. So in the DNS records, I'll type my subdomain, which is N8N. Then I'll get the IP address of my server and paste it there. So it's an A record, then I'll save. So that is saved. Then the next thing is to have this subdomain in the configuration in the environment variable file. So I'll just do the editing here. It's easier to do it here. Remember, it's a subdomain, so I'll have to type N8, and so okay, so it was there already, sorry about that. So N8N.edgeautomation.site. So I'll also remove this. I'll do the same here. Then internally we run our N8N on a secure port, which is 443. Everything else remains the same. So enable basic authentication for the UI, which is recommended for the security. You can do this for yourself. Put your authentication to active, then put your username and your password. The time zone for my case, I'm in Nairobi, so I'll just put Nairobi, that is Africa, Nairobi. So I'll save this, then copy everything, then paste it in the environment variable file I have created in my server. So Control X to ask for saving or declining, so I'll put yes to save. The next step is create a compose file, so Docker compose file. So I'll do nano docker compose .yml or a YAML file, like that. So a new file is created. I'll just go to the configuration in my VS Code editor. So everything else remains the same. I don't think there's anything you need to change here. So we have the container name or a service name as N8N. So the container name is the same. Then the official image from Docker Hub is this one here. We can confirm. So I have a Docker URL open and I searched for N8N. So this is the image. Copy that image and put it here. Then the volumes, this is for persisting our data in case maybe we are restarting the container or we are reinstalling in the same server. We don't want to maybe lose our settings or lose the workflows that we created initially. So we put this volume, so our files, configuration files and everything within the system will be stored here. So next step is to install Docker. Okay, before we install Docker, I forgot to copy everything from this configuration file to the new configuration file that we have in the server. So I'll paste it there, then X, then Y, then enter to save it. Right now Docker is not installed in our system, so if I type the command docker ps, you can see it's not recognized. So we need to install that. I'll be making use of ChatGPT because I don't remember all the steps, but at least I know what I'm supposed to follow with the guidance of ChatGPT. So I just type this command, give me a step-by-step process of installing Docker Compose to Ubuntu VPS, and it give me this process. So the first thing is to update the package index. I'll copy that command and paste it there quick, and it's updating that. It's gonna take a few seconds. It's done. I'll clear the space, then move to the next command, which is installing the dependencies. So I'll copy this and paste it here. So I'll just type Y to accept, or Y for yes, of course. So give it a few seconds again, and it's going to install the dependencies. So I'll clear the space, then come back. After installing the dependencies, we need to install the GPG key. So I'll copy that and paste it there. It's done. Though there's a warning, but it's not going to break anything. We'd add a Docker repository, so I'll copy that and paste there. So we enter to accept. As this is installing, we move to the next step. We update the package index again. So we paste that. Give it a few seconds, it's updated. So I'll just clear this. So we move to the next step, which is installing the community edition of Docker. So I'll copy that and paste it there. I accept this. Give it a few seconds to finish that particular process. So as it's installing, I'll just move to copying the next command. which is just checking the status, check if Docker is installed. So 25%, give it a few seconds. It's done, so I'll first clear so that we have a clear view. Then check if the Docker is installed and running. You can see it's running, active, yeah. So I'll just Control C, then clear everything. We'll move to the next step, which is adding our user to the Docker group. So I'm just running as a root user anyway, so I'll do that. Then we check the Docker version. So paste, and we have version 28.11, which is enough to run our project. Next step is to install Docker Compose. So download the Compose binary. So paste it there. Downloading the binary, then we apply the execute permissions. So I'll copy that, paste it there. The next step is check the Compose version. So we check if the Docker Compose is installed and which version. So the version is 2.35. This is optional, just to add the Docker Compose bash compilation. So we can do that as well. Done. So we clear this. So Docker Compose is now installed in our system, or installed to our server. So the next step is to install Nginx. Nginx is going to help us do the configuration. That is the domain pointed to the IP address, guided to a specific port, the port where our containers are running. I mean the instance, of course, the instance of the image, which is the container. So again, I typed this command or prompt, so guide me on installing Nginx, and it gave me the steps. First step is to update the package index and also upgrade them. So I'll copy that. It's gonna take a few seconds, almost a minute. So I'll paste that. Just be patient. So we are updating and upgrading at the same time. So just be patient for a few seconds. So it's at over 50% now. So you can go ahead and copy the next command, which is installing the Nginx. After updating and upgrading the package index, we install the Nginx. So I'll copy that command. It's asking me to accept this. I'll just type enter. It's done. So I'll clear the space, then paste the command for installing the Nginx. Nginx is installed, so next step is to enable the Nginx and restart it. Then we are going to check the status, but I think it already started. Let me check the status directly and see if we have it running. Yeah, it's running already, so we skip the other step. Next, we need to adjust the firewall and all that, but my firewalls, I haven't configured the firewalls. So the next thing I need to do right now is bring in the configuration files. We've done that already, so I need to go to Cloudflare and configure the SSL certificates. So under this domain, I'll go to the SSL and TLS. So click on the drop down, then click on the origin server, then create a certificate. Then click create. So these are the certificates. Before I click OK, I'll need to copy these certificates and save it somewhere in the server or inside the server. So I'll need to get the Nginx configuration file. So I'll just do the editing here. I have edge automation already mentioned in the server name. So as there is a reputation here, so I'll just remove one record like that. So we are telling the Nginx to run our domain on a secure port, which is 443. Then of course it's running at localhost, and it's going to run at port 5678, and I think that is everything. Then for the SSL certificates, we are going to create the SSL certificate file for the certificate, which is N8N.crt, and for the key, which is N8N.key. So let's navigate to etc, copy that, go to the server, then cd to etc, then Nginx, we also cd to Nginx, then cd to SSL. I don't think we have SSL directory, so we create it with the command make dir or make directory SSL. So we have that directory now. So the next thing is to create our files. So I'll go back to VS Code and just copy this directory for the file. So I'll use Nano to edit that, create and edit at the same time. So paste it there and enter. So we have a new file known as N8N.crt, that is for the certificate. So I'll go back to Cloudflare and copy the certificate key. So this one here, so it's copied. Then paste it here. Then Control X, then Y to save. Next step is to create the key. So I'll copy the key file directory, come back, paste, and enter. So we are supposed to use Nano for that. So I'll paste now the directory, and the new file is created. So I'll go back to Cloudflare and copy the key for the, the code for the key. So I'll paste it here. Then Control X, then Y to save. So we have the SSL code saved in the server. So the next thing is go back to Cloudflare and click OK, just to now create the certificate. So it's created, and this one is going to expire after like 15 years, so 2040 April, day like this. So the next step is just check what we have in the server for now. So I'll go back to the folder of my project, which is N8N. then ls. We have docker compose there. We also have the .env. It's not it doesn't appear from this command, so if we want everything to appear, we do ls then al, like that. So we also have .env file. So inside this directory, we are going to now run our docker image, or run the container. So to do that, we just type the command docker compose, then up, then in a detached mode. So it's pulling the image, then it's going to spin up the container. It's going to set the network and set even the volumes. So let's give it a few seconds. Almost done. So just give it less than a minute. So network is created, container is created, and the container is running. So we need to restart Nginx, and before we restart Nginx, we need to tell Nginx to point our domain to the port of the container, which is if I do docker ps, we are able to see the containers that are running. So we have container running internally at port 443, and externally it has been exposed to port 5678. So we need to tell the Nginx to direct our domain to this port, and also to apply the SSL certificates that we have saved in the system. So to do that, I'll just navigate to etc, then Nginx, then sites are available, like that. Then I'll clear. Then inside this sites available, I'm going to create an editor configuration file. I'll just give it a name of N8N, like that. Then I'll copy the configurations that we have here. So I'll go ahead and copy everything and paste it here. So I had explained this earlier. So this is pointing to the SSL certificates. So, and also directing our site to, domain to point to this port locally. So I'll command X, then Y to accept. Then the next step is I'll go back to ChatGPT, ask it to help me, create a symbolic link for my configuration file. So I typed a command here that says that how do I create a symbolic. It was supposed to be a symbolic link of a file named N8N in Nginx from sites available to sites enabled, and it gave me this. So I'll just copy that command and paste it here. The symbolic link has been created. Then next step is just to restart Nginx and check if everything is well configured. So I'll paste that command there. So the syntax is okay, configuration is successful. Then the last step for the configuration inside the server is going to be reloading the Nginx. So I'll copy that command and paste it there. Save it. No, it has reloaded the Nginx. So if I go to the browser, I should be able to visit the site on that subdomain. So I'll just copy the domain. Let me just go back to overview. So I'll go to the overview and copy our domain. So it's N8N dot our domain. So this is the subdomain. Then visit. Okay, I had tested this out and I had issues earlier, so everything is cached. I'll just use a private server or a different browser, not private server. Let me just use a different browser that doesn't have this caching. That's why you're seeing that error. So I'll use this browser, and you can see everything is accessible and opening securely. You can see connection is secure, cookies and size data and all that. So I'll need my email, then I'll put my name and put my password. Let me ignore this for now. I'll start again because I forgot what I had typed. Next, this should log me in. So I don't want to save this. I'll just do the basic configurations here. If that gets started, I'll skip this for now. So I can start from scratch and create a workflow. To do that, I'll add first step, trigger manually. Let's check if we are able to add a webhook. So webhook is there, and you can see the URL is correct. So HTTPS, like that. See, everything is correct like that. So I think this is getting quite long. I'll stop here. So in case you have any questions, just type that in the comment section. I'll also leave my WhatsApp number in the description of this video. In case you have any N8 work for me, you can contact me via my WhatsApp number, and I can provide my services from as low as $10. So thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video.